you learn a lot about life when values, before you know that they're called values, exist. So here we are in a home. There's no central air, no central heat, and it's Christmas. And so the way you heat the house is you light enough candles, and eventually it will get warmer. And you think about the love and the care and the bear hugs. And sure, I think the tacos and tequila help, but ultimately, I always correlated that you don't need to have things. You don't need to have money in order to smile, in order to be nice, in order to be kind, in order to be happy. And so from those early days where family and the roots and the upbringing were very important to me, and then fast forward, you talk about an early struggle. If 19 years old categorizes as early, that's when I lost my hero. That's when I lost my dad, and I am an only child. So you instantly go from a boy to a man. My mom goes from a parent to a partner, and he was somebody that was always on a mission of impact. I know you're very impact-driven. He was a continuation high school teacher. And so again, I've never been raised with a lot of money. I've never had a lot in terms of resources, but I've always had the right people behind me and supporting me and challenging me. And there was a moment, and for those that aren't familiar with what a continuation school is, it's when a kid's been given up on. They go to traditional school time and time again, and they get kicked out for whatever reasons, and they land at a continuation. It's the last stop. And the hope and prayer is that they never go on to become a statistic on the street. But it was that environment that my dad chose because he felt he could have more impact there after teaching in traditional school for decades. So a few years after, I'm a young sports career sales manager at the LA Clippers. We can totally double click on that because there's a lot of stories there to double click on. But I'm in my 20s, and a couple of his former students recognize me as I'm walking in the same neighborhood that my dad once taught at. And they recognize me. Probably I was on the side of the stage when they graduated years before, and they approached me. And one said, "Your dad was the first person that ever believed in me." The other one said, and this one floored me, James, it literally floored me, "Your dad gave me a reason to think that tomorrow is worth it." I didn't know. There's literally people around us every day that don't feel that tomorrow is worth it. And I didn't just hear those words, I felt those words. And when you're 20-something and you realize what your hero did and why he did it, and you see and you feel the impact through these beautiful human beings that are vulnerable enough, honest enough, authentic enough to tell you that, it changed the trajectory of the rest of my life. And it's led me to a lot of what I'm doing today post-sports career. But that early struggle was losing my hero at 19.